He said 69.
I did.
Hate you both.
It's funny because it's an amusing number.
God damn it, Ian. Okay, so yeah, episode 24 before we get off fucking track with all these terrible, terrible jokes. Yeah. So we're here, and we're in the basement. And hooray. So starting on my left, we have
Ian,
Brandon,
Andrew,
And Mitchell.
and as always, I'm Jacob. Thanks for fucking joining us this week, Brandon.
not a problem.
Hey!
Yeah, finally. I understand it's like a 20-minute drive, man, but come the fuck on. It's like,
Last Tuesday, I literally forgot
I sent you like 5 messages.
on my phone.
No, 3 were on your phone.
I didn't
He
get
yelled
those.
the other times.
Okay, I yelled the other 2.
2 were through mental brainwaves,
I literally sat on my bed and just thought really hard.
and you didn't respond.
God damn it.
That's what that scratch.
may I open the floor with a serious discussion tonight?
No.
If you want to ruin the podcast.
Perhaps.
I'm going to ruin it.
Well,
At work this weekend, someone I delivered my pizza to said I sound like Seth Rogen. Can we confirm or deny this?
Sometimes.
Maybe a higher pitch kind of.
Yeah, whenever he's like on his, like whenever he's yelling, or like yelling, quote unquote, kinda.
Whenever he's louder.
Yeah. Whenever he's like trying to impress a point on someone, I can see it.
Like, I immediately, like, after I delivered this guy's pizza, I immediately got back into my car and turned on our last episode of Work in Progress to be like,
Wait a minute.
can I hear it? I don't know if I hear it, but of course, when I hear me, I only, like,
Sure.
hear what I sound
I
like,
think it's
so...
more in like the speech pattern than
Yeah,
like
I can buy that.
in like the volume and shit like that.
Because we both have those deadpan comedic mannerisms.
Can
Yes, there you
you
go.
try the Seth Rogen laugh?
I don't know if that was on base or not. Impressions aren't my strong suit.
That's good. Now for our next test.
Thanks for walking.
So
That's a very serious
that was good.
opening discussion.
it was.
I think you really derailed this whole fucking thing.
It just immediately came to my
Oh,
attention
man.
for a moment. And I was like,
There we
no
go.
one better to ask than the people.
Then
Listeners, if you have an opinion one way or the other, you should let us know.
they won't let us know.
Wait,
they
is
don't
that
let us
Maybe
know.
this is the thing that gets them to comment on our shows,
the
is
thing.
whether or not I sound like Seth Rogen.
Everybody's like, no.
If that's what it takes, because at least that tells me people are listening.
We got a total of 2 votes, and both said no.
Nobody wants to
Well,
be
we
the first
do-
guy, right? Nobody
Well,
wants to be
exactly.
the first comment ever.
We do have a bunch of new likes on our page though. So you know,
We do,
If
we
you're
do.
listening to Work in Progress for the first time, welcome. You know, we're glad to have you. I dropped a little bit of money. I got us some ad time.
I dropped a little bit of money. I got people to like our
That
page.
explains.
No, well, essentially that's what it is.
I mean, basically,
I didn't know where they were coming from.
cutting
Yeah.
out a few
Yeah.
middlemen.
I blatantly plugged my show
Literally.
in class 3 times in the last 2 days.
Oh,
Nice.
Wait,
Because-
Thomas and coffee or
No, work in progress.
Oh, okay.
Because I've got the same teacher for 3 classes this semester.
great.
Which is great. I love her. She's a great teacher. But it also
Keep that
means
relationship strong.
I have literally the same like ritual in the first 3 days of class because teachers for all their classes do all the same shit.
Well, they're certainly
So
not going to mix up like syllabi. in and
yeah,
out
so
of it.
I've seen like basically the same syllabus 3 classes in a row, basically the same like opening like lecture. And she also has this thing where everyone goes around the class and just does a quick little introduction thing, like,
icebreaker.
"Hey, this is my name. This is what I do. Yada yada." So like
I want you
all
to
3
fuck
times, I was like, "So hi, I'm Andrew. I like movies and stuff. I do this podcast called Work in Progress."
You should check it
And then I
out.
like pause, like write that down.
you can write it down. Capital W, capital P, spaces.
So if anyone from OTC is listening right now, thank you.
You like
I-
walk around in class pieces of paper, so you know I wasn't prepared for this.
Just like binders full of like bios on all of us.
I should have
my
today.
card.
I should have had a prepared speech today because I
Yeah.
knew what I was getting into. But
Yeah, because you knew now.
Yeah.
You had done it before. You should have been ready, man.
How many likes do we have right now?
During the last I checked, I think it was like 134 or 136.
That's pretty good.
We were doing
at the
pretty
time
good.
of recording, we have 133 likes.
Damn.
Huzzah!
lost
the
30.
big one.
No, wait, 134.
I got it right.
Oh,
100.
The big one for
many
more.
people.
we got to 100 before we started buying them, right?
Hey man,
No, actually.
if you took all those people and
That's
like
not
put
as
them in this
impressive.
basement, it would probably be pretty crowded.
The worst part is the worst part
That's
is
lovely.
I dropped the ad money when we were
Dropped
at
the ad
like 90 likes, and I was like, this will get us like 20 likes, and I was right. It got us like 24 likes for like $25.
We've also had
$1 a like. Huh?
2 people right on our wall that are not currently members of this podcast.
shit.
I feel
So
like we're making a big deal out of this where it shouldn't be made a big deal out of.
Hey,
But then, like,
we're in our baby
One of
days,
them's
man.
my
This is
student.
huge.
Yeah, exactly. We had that ad increase, and then Mitch, I think, invited a bunch of his friends because suddenly we
I
had
do
this,
all the time,
This
yeah.
influx of like 15 new people, and the only link that I could see between like us and them is Mitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It
I
was
should-
all me.
I should do that again one of these days. Just invite a bunch of people to the page.
It doesn't take long.
It's been a while since I've done it.
I should also do that. Hey guys.
Everyone here.
Wait, are you on Facebook?
I mean, technically he has a page. It still exists.
It is there.
People have told me.
I can't for the life.
I hear it's still
I'm
around.
going to your Facebook page.
Just for
I sometimes still, whenever I like have an event or something and I'm inviting people, I sometimes still send you an invite
yeah.
as if that means anything.
Yeah, I get emails like Andrew tagged you, and it's like, oh,
Why do I even bother?
cool, that's neat. And then
you
I'll probably
text
see him
and you're like,
tomorrow.
Bro, what was that thing?
I want to see the last time you posted something on Facebook, if I can track that down.
That'll
Continue to feel free to keep the conversation going while I handle this.
Stupid fucking
So we
songbirds
have
or something.
something that I really don't want to wait for Comics and Coffee to talk about because Comics and Coffee is a little bit more short form, and I really
Okay.
think Andrew wants to get more toward.
We're not going 50 minutes every week.
No, exactly.
I hope you all enjoyed the last episode.
That's
That's the only one.
Would you, like, I guess I shouldn't ask what you thought.
Yeah, listen to the fucking podcast, DNGs.
Well, it could be like,
Last time,
I'll give you a little
Give me a
tease.
lowdown.
Basically, Mitch and I both sat down for like 20 minutes apiece and ran through an entire comic.
And I
Like,
was in it.
Mitch described Wolverine Origins, and
It's
I was
awesome.
talking about Injustice. So,
well, there.
if you want to hear like the entire plot of those 2 comics, you should go listen to
You know where to
Comics
go.
Coffee from last
Save
week.
like $15.
Because yeah, but you should buy both of them.
Yes,
because
you
they're
should.
both very
Both
good.
are
Or at least
fantastic.
I agree that one is good, and he says another is good. So.
so
I've also
save
read
me
Injustice,
$15
it's good.
for like, a short period of time.
Yeah, exactly.
For a little bit.
So, because I don't want to wait, because I feel like we're gonna get
Okay.
There's a lot of your
Comic
girlfriend's
actual,
posts on your
yeah.
Facebook.
A lot of my
A lot.
posts too.
It has been brought to our attention as of this week that the famed Michael Douglas will be appearing in his first ever superhero
Oh,
film
yeah.
as Hank Pym in Ant-Man. Whereas we thought it was going to be Paul Rudd. It is not Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is playing Scott Lang, who is still
Paul Rudd
technically
will
Ant-Man,
be Ant-Man. He'll be Scott Lang Ant-Man, whereas Michael Douglas will be Hank Pym.
Michael
Yeah.
Douglas.
Michael
Yeah,
Douglas.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
Michael
Doesn't
Douglas.
he have
That's
throat
awesome.
cancer?
I don't
You were like an Oscar. I don't
Yeah,
like
and
throat
really,
cancer.
I feel like usually those two things would be reversed. I would be saying throat cancer.
I feel like
You
you're like
would be saying
a young
Oscar.
couple saying like, all right, we're both thinking the same thing at the same time. We're gonna say what we're thinking.
Oscar,
1, 2, 3. Throat cancer. Damn. How did we? Ugh.
The last activity of yours I can find is from November 4th, 2010. And you liked the page.
You poked somebody.
On November 2nd, 2010, you changed your profile picture.
Oh, man.
I'm still trying to... Here we go. August 12th was the last time you posted anything. And yeah, there's song lyrics.
Excellent. Is it Joy to the World by Three Dog Night?
Oh my God. Is
I
it?
think so.
Because it might be Joy to the World by Three Dog Night.
I was going through a phase.
That's the kind of valuable shit I put up on my fucking...
That's the thing.
Yeah, I think I put that up and I'm like, man, I need to just drop this habit.
Why am I even still
Why
here?
am I even on the internet?
God.
I don't belong here.
So
You're a
Lurker
creep.
for life.
Surprisingly, you have like 900 friends on your Twitter account.
he's like one of the most
All
followed.
desperately
It was
waiting
Do
to
It
see
Again
what
by
happens
Steely
next.
Dan.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Call me from 4 years ago.
That's a
Good
rad
call.
song.
That's a good one to go out on right there.
So so Michael
read it?
Douglas.
Yeah.
And in the same year, Pear asked you if you took his copy of Phantom Menace. Did you?
I actually we went looking for that. the
We
other
were
day.
looking for Phantom Menace last
We were
night.
looking to watch a bad movie.
Oh no,
Nice.
that's a good choice.
We ended up renting Getaway
Oh my
instead, and it was
Getaway.
bile.
Get away, stay away.
That's what I was thinking.
Ethan Hawke and Selena Gomez
And-
John Voight.
As the bad guy who We basically just see his mouth.
Yeah.
The whole movie. I am
The one
fucking
where
serious.
Selena Gomez tries to hijack Ethan Hawke.
No, I saw the trailer.
It was
He like grabs her
huge.
arm, she's like, ow, I'm subdued.
Selena Gomez, so she can't really do
It is probably technically the worst movie I've seen made in the last 10 years.
Yes.
Like, from a technical aspect, it is garbage.
Well, let me hook you up on why real fast. I think we figured out exactly why.
Okay.
Now, it's like a guy, it starts up immediately. He walks into his house. We got this first-person perspective, and it's like, oh, the Christmas ornaments. They're all knocked asunder.
This is a
My
Christmas
wife
movie.
is stolen. My wife is stolen.
Wait.
Immediately.
Okay.
And then
My
it, like,
family.
intersperses him
Where's my
looking,
family?
like him talking to the dude, like, you need to drive and shit.
There's a special car for you in the parking
with
lot.
him, you know,
Take it
driving
and
shit.
drive.
Yeah.
And it just starts, and it's like over and over him driving this armored car with cameras and microphones all over it because the guy's watching him.
Yeah.
Doing car chases.
There's
over
5
and over.
different camera angles in the whole movie.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
I swear to God, they use the actual cameras set up in the car. Like, they just took a car and a green screen, set up a bunch of cameras on the car, put Selena Gomez and what's-his-face,
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke in the car, had like a day of shooting, and it's like, all right, Ethan Hawke, we need you to like look back and forth, and then Selena Gomez every once in a while just go,
Oh, and call Ethan Hawke an asshole every 5 minutes.
yes, over and over again. And that was the movie, and the rest was a stunt driver. I mean,
Do you ever see the bad guy?
We do at the very
Does
end.
it matter?
You
He
get a
gets away.
glimpse of his face at the
He
very
gets
end.
away.
Yeah, sorry, getaway spoilers. We're saving you a lot of money.
He got away.
God,
He got away.
I mean, it's just like unfathomably simple and bad. I mean, not even for like popcorn B-movie enjoyers. Like, it just has no substance. I mean, it got to about 20 minutes, and I felt like I was dying.
You spend the whole. It's a 90-minute movie, and it feels like 2.5 hours. Like, it's excruciating. You
As
literally.
only bad cinema can deliver. Like,
You never leave the fucking car. Like the whole movie, aside from the occasional cut to where you're like on Jon Voight's lips for a second, or like taking a look at Ethan Hawke's wife being held hostage. 98% of the movie
them in
is
the
with
fucking
is
car.
in the car or within 2 feet of the car.
Yeah, once in a
You
while
are
they
so
stop.
sick of this goddamn car by 20 minutes in.
oh yeah. And once in a while they stop, they get out, and then they sit on the hood of the car and have a conversation.
Okay.
And then they get back in the car
Because Jon Voight's like, drive.
and just like, oh no, we gotta drive.
My wife.
Dumbest goddamn movie. I don't know how they like blackmailed these people to get into this movie. I mean, it's like, it's a day of shooting, we'll pay you like $1 bajillion. It's like, alright, we'll be there.
Ethan Hawke's like, I need 5,000 billion more dollars. Let's do this.
Selena Gomez was like, I'm gonna be in the
Well,
movie.
yeah, and Selena Gomez is probably like, I'll take any leading role I
Yeah.
can get, you know? Like, because she's just kind of getting started as an actor.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Do not recommend.
Wow.
Do not recommend. God, that was bad.
yeah, I think we came down on the side that Temptation was probably the worst movie we've seen this year.
But because it makes like offenses to human
Yeah, I think Temptation
Getaway
is
is just boring.
yeah. Getaway I call worst technically because
Yeah.
like Temptation is competently made from a camera work perspective,
I
like
guess.
direction.
It's certainly,
Like,
yeah.
but it's atrocious acting and script and just message in general are what makes that movie so wretched.
Don't cheat on your husband, or you will get AIDS.
You
and
will.
I'm fucking serious. That
We
is
talked about
goddamn-
we talked about that on the podcast.
Oh, we
before,
did.
Yeah.
I was-
We've been over
Right.
Temptation.
It was a good
But
one.
But Getaway technically is garbage. I could make a better movie in 5 minutes.
Give me
I
5 minutes.
I do not brag about my work because I do
And
not
go.
think I'm exceptionally good at making movies right now, but I assure you, every half-decent project I've made in class is technically more competent than Getaway is.
It's so
Promise you.
So yeah.
And I
Get
tried to
that and
upload
watch
the Pokey Little
sometime.
Puppy this
Yeah,
weekend.
I'm
It didn't
kind
work.
of curious.
If I watch sometime. We were gonna watch Doom 2, and that's
Doom,
not
Doom.
Doom as in like The Rock. We're talking Doom as in the
D-
Bollywood hit
DHOOM.
DHOOM, but of course was taken off of Netflix.
Nope, yep. That's how it works.
The reason Ian slowly started to turn into a maniac after that Andrew's thing right there about Getaway was because he said something that made me laugh a little bit. So I was like, And then I thought about how I was going to segue this because I'm like, this is actually a great thing for them to talk about on their movie podcast that they're thinking about doing. And I was like, they haven't come up with a name for it yet. What would they call it? And then I started going through like different names in my head, which progressively got stupider and stupider. So it made me laugh more and more. And then I lost it when I thought of one that was films in Frankfurt.
No.
I think we came down on movies and milkshakes. I think that's going to be the name of it. And we are recording this week. We're absolutely going to record it this week.
What's the day this week?
I don't know.
Will there be milkshakes?
Sounds like you're not absolutely recording this week thing.
But we are going to get milkshakes.
Okay.
And we may not record, but we're getting fucking milkshakes.
At the very least,
Can I
we're
show
getting
this what's gonna
milkshakes.
happen?
Can I show up for the first one and just have a milkshake?
No.
Oh.
And the whole thing will be at the end, which is shout out to Jake's mom.
It would actually be a pretty brilliant recurring theme. I couldn't turn my phone off.
God,
A
already
pretty
fell.
brilliant recurring theme if every time we did like a spin-off podcast, you weren't there for the first episode, just kind of in the room and then never came back. Because you were there for Comics and Coffee.
That's
episode
right.
Episode 1. Never forget.
Never forget.
Is that there for number 2?
You were there for...
You were there for 3, I think.
Whatever.
No.
Kings lost, everybody.
Oh no.
I'm gonna take a sec and plug my own shit.
Do it.
We finally had a rehearsal for Firefly.
Yay!
Yeah. I got to meet only a handful of the cast because a lot of them were either sick or doing their own shenanigans.
Or dead.
Or dead. Hey, you never know in the theater world.
Common problem.
God bless them.
People
Actors
dying.
Pretty much.
People die all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Our first show is going to go up late March. I think I mentioned that last time. We are doing... Our cast is the second cast of Firefly, meaning we get the second half of the first episode to do. Because that first one is extra long.
Yeah.
So we start off, if you watch Firefly, we start immediately after Reviver. Summer Glau has her awkward naked scene, like she always has in everything she does. Kind of.
Or like,
She's all...
awesome.
We're all fine with it. She's all like...
Expertly crafted. Bravo. Alright, so Naked Ladies.
Naked Ladies.
Have we ever recorded a high five on the podcast?
Yeah, we
before?
Yes, I think we have. The scanners are off the chart.
Either way, that might have been a milestone. Someone go back and find out.
So
Something alright.
we go from there and finish off the episode's worth. It's weird because the script kind of just sticks with the exact lines that we have, but it's going to involve a lot of audience involvement. We think we want to make one of the audience members Kaylee, just because she doesn't have that many lines in our first episode. So we're thinking we're just going to give him a script, give him a wig if it's a guy. Be like, okay, read this really sensitive, like. And then if they start reading it, we're
Show
going
some nipple.
Do you want me to show up and do this? I'll do it.
I kind of do,
And I'll
actually.
be like, oh my, I'm so surprised.
Bill loves you.
I'll be your plant. Can we get an audience volunteer? How about you then?
That would
Oh,
make my
no,
day.
no, no.
Oh no, I couldn't.
As he like
I've never even heard of
pulls the
Firefly.
wig out of his like pocket.
You came prepared.
Really, in the beginning of Firefly.
I like stand up and I'm like wearing an engineer's outfit.
Just picture it's like that scene from Anchorman, like, I'm not prepared for this, really, and you bring on a wig.
So, for the first episode of Firefly, if you're Kaylee, really all you need to do is say, "Oh, preacher," and talk about the verse.
Oh, preacher.
That's it.
And it's the second half, so you don't even need to do that.
Yeah, so you just sit there and look.
I just have
You
to
just-
stand there and be sexy.
Pretty much, yeah. So, we've been trying to come up with ways to add, like, jokes and stuff, and so I'm going to need your help to think of a one-liner. I want to add a one-liner,
It's
like...
just been revoked.
That was the first one everyone comes to. I'm trying to think of a one-liner because when in the first episode, Mal kind of like walks onto the ship after all this inner turmoil comes in, and prior to that, he's got like a gun up against I think River's head. He's like, "Don't move or I'll shoot," and then he just walks onto the ship and goes bam, and he's dead.
Right.
So I need to think of a one-liner so I can put on like a pair of cheap sunglasses too.
Yeah, well, I'm taller.
All right. The first one I could only come to was like, Merry Christmas or something.
I'm a lip balm.
I'm a lead farm.
God.
Here's my motherfucking farm.
I haven't watched that in a while.
It's a brilliant flick.
But anyway, that's my plug-in. So
Excelente.
And when do we have a date?
we do have a date. I have not remembered the exact date. It's late March.
Okay.
You guys do realize I've never actually like seen
Yeah,
Firefly.
I knew that.
Like, I've never.
Wasn't it because you're not interested in it though?
No.
Oh, you just never have.
It's on Netflix. What are you waiting
Your best
for?
fucking friend. How have you not shown?
Dude, I've been trying to get him to watch shit so much the last couple years. I had to literally
Like
buy
normal
him
shit.
Community to get him to watch
God damn
Community.
I did enjoy it.
Once
Once
I
I
Yeah.
had it.
Well, that's the thing. Is like I know he's gonna like it. I just can't get him to watch this shit. I literally bought Community for him so he'd watch it.
I did.
I was this close to buying him fucking Breaking Bad. Luckily, that fell into his lap. So
Luckily.
maybe he'll finally watch that now.
That'd be
It's
nice.
on my list.
Firefly's on Netflix. It's 13 episodes long. It would take you like a week to watch all of it.
Not even.
No, that's a week if you have a life. Like
Oh.
even if you
I
have
just I assume no one here.
even if you have shit to do,
It's like
it only
it's
takes a week to watch Firefly.
I mean, shit, we make time to do this. I mean,
Oh, self-diss.
Oh, speaking of awesome shit on streaming now, Veronica Mars is on Amazon Prime now.
I hear that movie
Not-
got funded on.
Yeah, no, dude,
Seriously.
it comes out in 2 months.
Oh, like
It comes out in March.
Late news.
There's-
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, you are way behind the curve. There's a
Snow, bro.
trailer out,
breaking
Damn.
news.
and I'm fucking ecstatic.
I can tell.
I love
I
Veronica
feel
Mars.
there's been a great
I don't even
injustice
know
here
what that is.
because
It's a show
he mentioned Veronica
with a
Mars
girl
on
named
streaming
Veronica. That's all I know.
before he mentioned Good Burger on streaming.
Who cares?
I care.
Did you watch Good Burger
Me.
yet?
No.
Me,
Why would
wasn't
I?
it me and you tried to watch
We were
it?
talking about that
mentioned I
because we
tried
ran
to
into it
watch
on
it. It's
Netflix.
fucking
Me and Jake tried to
Oh,
watch
wait,
it.
I
We
was
gave
thinking
up.
Wahlburgers, not Good Burger.
Oh no! Did you guys hear that Mark and Donnie Wahlberg and their brother, who's apparently a cook, are going to have a reality show called Wahlburgers, where they open up a
serious?
restaurant?
Correction,
That's
they
fantastic.
do have a reality show called Wahlburgers.
Fantastic. Oh
It's
my
like
God.
it's already been greenlit. It's happening.
Yes.
Awesome.
I cannot wait.
I am
I
ecstatic.
literally have yes, the energy I feel.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it all.
But I was
Those of you listening at home, Ian is bouncing off the wall.
Literally.
Oh yeah, look at me.
It's
Let the
just-
record show.
Let the record show I'm bouncing off the fucking wall. Is that correct?
What were you gonna say?
well, we passed Good Burger on Netflix the other night, and Caitlin got all super excited about it. But I was just like, that.
Speaking of which,
Ian didn't even know what it was.
Yeah,
And I was like, well, it's like
yeah.
it spun off from an All That sketch.
Yeah.
that's
like,
why I have
basically-
no fucking idea.
And I was like, well, of course, All That wouldn't have truly filled its niche as SNL light if it didn't spin off a shitty movie at some point, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's-
Good Burger had to happen. And I never watched it. I just assume it's bad because it probably is.
I mean, for a kids movie, it's delightful, but it's not any like Pixar shit.
You know, I used to like All That growing up, but boy, when
It is not all that anymore.
when Nick at Night or whatever started like rerunning old
Nick at
shit,
Night, yeah.
and I started playing like Doug
Yeah.
and like Hey Arnold,
Good
and,
stuff.
and the good shit. I was like, this is awesome, and then like All That's coming on, and I'm like, oh sweet, this will be great. Couldn't make it through 5 minutes.
No.
Oh, that has aged so badly. It is
are correct.
only for children. You cannot appreciate that today.
Like, I
it's
watched-
so bad.
I never watched Nickelodeon really.
I'm with
You
you.
missed
I had
out.
the capability to do it, but I was pretty much a
You had the
Cartoon
capability
Network
for it?
guy.
So when did it make you
Like we had the channel. It wasn't
Got
like
it,
I
got it,
was
got it,
able to
yeah.
watch it.
But
But
Ian was
I
all
think
like,
Cartoon Network.
Courage the Cowardly Dog, not Rugrats kind of guy.
Like Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah, see, I never liked that Ed and Eddie. That's
Yeah,
such
like
a
there's
weird
a lot of
show.
Powerpuff
stupid
Girls,
shit. I
Dexter.
watched
Powerpuff Girls was rad.
Oh yeah, man.
They're,
mainly Toonami.
we'll come back to that.
Toonami.
But I was saying like
Sailor
there's a lot
Moon,
of
right?
Stupid shit I watched on Cartoon Network, but I could never watch any of like the live action Nickelodeon shit most of the time.
It was all garbage for the
Yeah.
most part.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there was some stuff that stuck out, but I sure.
I kinda
Clarissa
liked-
explains it all.
I kind of liked
It was
the
awesome.
Amanda Show for a while.
The Amanda Show was like a less
Like-
terrible All
Yeah,
That,
it
but
was
still
wild.
pretty bad.
Why aren't there more
Bring
cartoons
in
on
the
this
dancing
TV
lobster.
show? This channel.
That was the best part.
That was.
Those dancing lobsters were
Yeah.
pretty killer.
So you mentioned Powerpuff Girls. Did you know they have
love Powerpuff Girls.
rebooted "quote unquote" Powerpuff Girls? They have a new art style. Andy Tarikowski, I'm not sure if he's still attached to it, but it's like more like
Are they teenagers now?
no. It's
There
like
is a
exactly the
Japanese
same.
one called Powerpuff Girls Z.
It's not that though.
It's not
Okay,
that
good.
bad.
Yeah, it's
Good.
actually
It
gonna-
shouldn't
yeah, it's
be.
actually going to show. It's on
Thank you for
Cartoon
knowing
Network.
about it.
It's on Cartoon Network, and it's like more stylized. It looks kind of like anime.
More stylized.
Somehow.
It looks like straight up anime.
They're
Okay.
just
But
round balls.
yeah, they're big round things like pointy angles. It's anime. It's fucking anime.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But it sounds like they have like the same voice cast and everything.
Nice.
So like Tara Strong's back.
E.G.
and-
Daily.
What's her face?
Yeah.
Tom Kenny.
That
Tom
does,
Kenny.
she does bubbles. She does like a billion.
Tara Strong.
That's Tara Strong.
Tell us
Yeah.
Dwong.
Right.
But they have like
Love her.
They have like everybody back, and I don't know if it's gonna be like just retellings of the old stories, or if it's gonna be new stories, or like new twists on
You
the
can
old
still do
stories.
new stories,
But holy fuck, I want it.
I just
Pretty
want to
sure
hear
the entirety of the opening fucking
Sugar,
Yeah.
spice,
It's
and
embedded in my
everything
fucking
nice.
yeah.
brain.
These were the ingredients.
I really hope we still start off every episode with like the city of Townsville. It's
Chemical X.
You're still going.
That's the Powerpuff Girls.
And I remember watching this, and I'm like, man, I'm a dude. I really shouldn't be watching this.
No, you don't.
Oh wait, it's 5 years later. Fuck.
I got one for you then. See, like me growing up, I only had public access. So whenever we got to watch
So you watched
anything like
Arthur.
that, yeah, I watched Arthur.
Arthur was
God, I
awesome for
remember
like a
Arthur.
while.
And Recess, which was one of the few really good ones
Recess
I
was
got.
so
Yes.
good.
Recess.
I wish
Adored
Recess was on Netflix.
I do
watched that
too.
You
shit
guys
all
know
day
Rocket
long.
Power?
Yes.
Rocket Power was dumb.
Yeah.
But anyway, only time we could watch like Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network was when we would like rent the cassettes of them, like at the
Those
store.
orange fucking.
Oh yeah, they were always
Yeah.
like different colors because
Yeah.
we're being wacky and wild.
Oh.
And so we would go on road trips just because it was easier to drive than fly, and our van had a TV in it that could play VHSs. So I would always rent like whatever, and Emily could rent whatever, and she would normally rent Powerpuff Girls, and me and my dad would be like, because that's the only thing we can watch, and then we'd be like, but it's really, really funny. And then the whole point, like, we'd be like, that's really funny. And then Dad would look at me being like, is this okay that we're And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm not going to stop her. And then years later, I'm like, this is golden.
Andy Tartakovsky made it.
I found the thing you were talking about, Sparky.
What?
It's not like a reboot. They're doing a special. It's called the Powerpuff Girls Dance Pants,
Well, that.
and it does have some
Hands
weird,
off,
crazy
dance
art
off.
style. It actually airs January 20th.
Oh.
So this is a
So
good week to
soon.
bring it up. It will air this weekend.
Okay.
Wow.
But creator Craig McCracken has no involvement in it.
Okay.
And also,
I always
it,
forget it's Craig
Is it
McCracken,
the same
not
voices?
Andy Tartakovsky from
I believe so. It does feature Ringo Starr of the Beatles singing a new original song, I Wish I Was a Powerpuff Girl.
Wait, say
Oh,
that
I wish I was a Powerpuff Girl.
That was really good.
As it said, can we take a second and appreciate that?
Thank you.
That was a good Ringo Starr impression.
Thank you.
Check mark that one.
Thank you. I'll add it to the list.
Put that
Next
on work
reel.
in progress bingo. Like,
Yeah.
spot on impression, you know?
Ringo Starr.
I'll add that to the list for my next voice reel.
CGI.
Oh no.
So it's just like a special. Does it have anything about the story?
The art's different.
You don't
They didn't say anything like that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Alright.
See, I never got a chance
We're
to
looking
see
at the
them
art
like
style
that.
for you playing the home game.
It looks better whenever they're moving.
It's
Home game.
It's different.
We'll see what comes of that. Hey, while we're talking about kids shows,
Can we make a scene it work in progress?
The screen's just black the whole time.
I'm reminded because it aired on the same network as Recess, whatever that was, like ABC in the morning.
One Saturday morning.
Sure.
Mitch apparently knows what you're talking
Well,
about.
it aired
That's
like
all I had.
it aired
man.
like on ABCs in the mornings, but then like down the road, like the Disney secondary
Yeah.
channel started airing that shit. That was
Yeah.
when I watched it because
we had like
in the morning.
that. The
Yeah, Disney
Weekenders.
XD. That was it. Except it wasn't XD
Pepper
then. It was
and-
Toon Disney. Toon Disney.
Yeah.
Right, Disney XD is the new shit.
It's what.
Yeah, Disney XD is what it's called now, and it airs shitty Spider-Man cartoons. But no, did anyone else here ever watch The Weekenders?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't
How
know anything about
fucking
it.
good was that show?
See, I was always torn when I watched The Weekenders because I'd put it on and be like, this show's actually pretty good. And then, like, halfway through the episode, I'd be like, I'm kind of bored of this. But I would never change the channel because I couldn't bring myself to change it. Because I was like, I mean, it could be worse.
I literally have the entire series on my hard drive
Nice.
because I adore it.
I remember
I think it's
watching
one
it,
of the
but
best
nothing about it.
cartoons that I had growing
The
up.
art style looks like it was drawn.
The
by,
art's kinda
like,
weird.
I don't even know
a
what the fuck you're
freshman
talking
art.
about.
It's so obscure, dude, because no one fucking like knew about it. Everyone watched Recess.
That would be
and
Because Recess is
um,
amazing.
Lloyd in Space.
The main.
Oh,
the
and
thing
Pepper Ann.
The
She's too cool for 7th grade.
Speaking gibberish over
We're
there.
speaking.
Finally,
we're
we
speaking
got him.
nostalgia.
the main thing
Welcome
I
to our
remember
world.
about the Weekenders was that the main character, I think he's like a blonde.
Tino
kid.
Tonatini.
Sure, that.
Wow.
Fucking
Whole
wow.
series on my hard drive. What part didn't you understand?
He
Came
didn't
to
have a
play.
dad, so it was like just him and his mom. And there's an episode where
Maybe that's why I
everyone
liked
else
it so
is-
much.
Everyone else is like
yeah.
celebrating fucking like it's like Kwanzaa and fucking Hanukkah and Christmas. And the main guy's like, why don't we celebrate anything? His mom's like, we do celebrate something. It's the solstice. And they fucking explain the solstice. And I'm watching this as a kid, I was like, this is fucking dumb.
His mom's like really weird and like makes like crazy vegan dishes all the time and shit. It's like a running gag in the show. Like she serves like squid eyes or something. Yeah. Not necessarily vegan dishes, but just like off the wall because that's obviously not vegan.
Squid,
well, yeah, that's
let alone squid
but
eyes.
just like really off the wall cuisine
Right.
that's like healthy or whatever, and it's like a common running
fried
gag.
grass or something.
Yeah.
But
Is that a stereotype?
I remember that moment.
Dude, I'm gonna have to watch some Weekenders when we get done.
It's literally at that moment that I realized in the show, I was like, this is dumb. And the reason it's dumb is because all of these holidays are about being better people and giving gifts. They're all the fucking same. I hate the holidays.
Wow.
I'm going to celebrate the solstice. Merry fucking Christmas.
And not even that. It's like ever since then I've just kind of been like, oh, it's the fucking winter. Let's give gifts.
We got some.
I don't care
truth
what
now.
it's for. I'm just going to give
I
gifts.
don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this on your profile page.
I mean, fucking
Hates Christmas.
And Jake is the Grinch.
You can talk this song now. I fucking hate Christmas. I hate it. It makes me poor. I never get what I fucking want. I can never get people what they want because it's always too fucking expensive and it stresses me out. I hate Christmas. So fucking much.
Wow, we learned a lot about you today.
We did.
There must have been some magic in Jake.
Actually,
You're the reason why Santa crashes.
No. There is one Christmas
Not enough
story.
belief in Christmas.
And looking back on it, it's the stupidest.
You're killing
fucking thing.
Tinkerbell.
I was like unreasonably angry about this, but the Christmas I figured out that Santa wasn't real. I had been suspecting. Like I
was
had
so
my
mad.
You have
reservations.
like a case file.
No, like I had my reservations. It
Like
was
a
starting to
bulletin
click, and
board
I was
with
like,
pictures.
this doesn't follow really. And I don't remember how old I was. I wasn't very old, but
Like,
You were
we
like
don't even
15.
have a
Like,
chimney.
up until that point, we'd always leave milk, cookies, and carrots for the reindeer. So
Wow.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna play the Santa Con as long as I can because cookies are delicious.
Exactly.
Yeah, my kid's gonna be like college, you know, and slip into his dorm room. It's like, no, man, Santa's real. You just don't believe in him enough.
I'll even leave a note that was like, you got one less present because there were no cookies in here.
It's like, dude, you're 21.
And then next year there will be cookies.
Prior and after.
That's why I got you a newspaper this year.
So I woke up
I got a rock.
like every other kid at the ass crack of dawn on this Christmas, and I was so fucking excited. I ran in the living room. There's fucking presents everywhere. The glass of milk was empty. Fucking almost all the cookies were gone. There were like 2 of the carrots were gone because I left 3.
And I caught Dad with a carrot in his mouth.
No, not really. So Santa would also always
Dad,
leave
you're a
me-
reindeer?
Santa would also always leave me
Yay.
notes, and they weren't like long notes, but they
Yeah,
were
but they
like,
usually left it like,
lengthy.
whoa.
Yeah, like
You were a good
lengthier
boy,
than
kid.
you think he'd have time for, which was one of the things that set me off. And
How does he have time for these?
exactly. And then,
There comes a point where you start doing the logistics. And you're like, all right,
Time
like,
zones.
There are like 7 billion people in the world.
The airspeed of a reindeer.
I think the Santa myth would
Wind
have
chill
been...
over Missouri.
I think the Santa myth would have been better served if they had eliminated the coal thing from the equation, because that means he has to stop at everyone's house, even to give the bad kids coal. If
Like,
parents were
it
just
doesn't
like,
take long.
Santa doesn't stop at bad kids' houses, then kids might believe in it longer, because they'd be like, well, he makes it so fast because there's so many bad kids in the world.
Obviously, the world is
yeah,
shit.
that sets kids up to be fucking cynics.
Dude,
So anyway,
How do you grow up in this world and not be a cynic?
it's
easy.
gonna be an
I know all
annihilist,
bad
man.
things. So anyway, so I read this note and then I get suspicious and I'm like, he ate a lot of cookies. He wrote like this long ass note and he fed his reindeer like a nice snack.
And I don't see poop anywhere.
Yeah, and I don't fucking, and I feel like I presents on the tree and everything, like, whatever.
Yeah.
So I go to take the glass to the kitchen, and I guess this was like the one time my mom had to wake up early to do it.
Uh-huh.
So I go to the sink and I put the cup in the sink and I see like milk residue. And it's at that
no.
moment I see it and I stop, and the gears start turning, like finally, and I put it all
Inception
together.
music starts.
Yeah, and I literally dropped the glass into the sink.
The glass shatters in slow motion.
And I just
Like
kind of
Usual
sit there.
Suspects.
I sit there for a minute, and I turn. I'm like in the kitchen, and the way the kitchen is, it's kitchen, doorway, and then the hallway. You can't even see the hallway from the kitchen because it's like around
Sure.
the corner.
Right.
And down the hallway is my parents' room. So I'm standing in the kitchen at the sink, and I turn to face like where I know my mom's room is, and I'm just so angry, and my fists are pinched at my fists are clenched at my side, and like I can just feel my face getting red,
Right.
and I literally don't know what to do. So,
Mother!
It was you!
All I know is that when adults were angry, they stuck up their middle finger.
Oh my god.
So
Oh my God.
room, I raised both of my fists and I went, bah! And I flipped off.
Did you
the room.
seriously?
I was
You
so
flipped off your mom because Santa wasn't real.
angry. And despite everyone in the house, because I was like, they're all fucking in on it. They know he's not real. They've been lying to me. So I went back to my room and I laid in bed with my arms crossed for like 2.5 hours, waiting for someone to come get
Just
me to open
sulking
presents.
the way kids can do.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not gonna wake them up to open presents. None of those fucking things are from Santa. I'm not gonna give
Fucking
them Santa
liars.
satisfaction.
Those fuckers bought me presents with their own money, the jerk-offs. The assholes. So, yeah, and
I
then,
picture you like running next door to the neighbor kids, being like, "It's all a conspiracy, man!"
It's all a lie!
and their parents lean in around the corner and you like flip them off. Fuck you! Fuck you! Run to the next house.
I know what you've been doing.
Falling.
And they got me really nice presents that year. And it's literally like after I opened up as the the epilogue here, I opened up and I felt really, really bad.
Yeah, because now it's into your head like, oh.
I can't
Like
imagine
they
why.
spent their money on me and they thought, damn it.
And they got
so
flipped
I kind
off.
of just stayed in my room the rest of the day. I didn't even like really want to play with the presents because like I didn't earn these.
I was a bad kid.
How do you do a reverse flipping someone off? How do you? Yeah, you give them the rock signs. Yeah, mom and dad.
You guys,
Yeah,
you're my guys.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Of how I
Wow.
stopped believing in Santa.
That is
Wow.
great. To me, it doesn't sound like you were catching on at all.
No.
Like, you were blindsided by this discovery.
Kinda. I have expected
Oh
you to
my
like
God.
just you the glass shatters and then like you take a second and fall to the knees and be like, why?
What?
Did any of you guys ever, whether intentional or not, track down one of your Christmas presents before Christmas morning?
Oh, yeah.
And, like, discover?
Like this year or in general?
Just in general.
No,
Just-
not,
Absolutely.
it-
Mitch is like, what are the logistics?
is there any notable instance where you like saw a present before you were given it?
I never got to see like inside the prison. They were always
Yeah.
because there's always that thing like, oh, don't come out, and, don't
Yeah.
come in the bedroom because
Reasons.
don't.
It's
Yeah,
dirty.
well, there's always that forbidden zone.
Mommy,
Like for
right.
us, it was
Yeah.
the guest bedroom closet. I was not allowed anywhere near the guest bedroom closet.
Same
Yeah,
here.
it's like cooking meat in a house where like there's like a dog. It's like they know what's going on. It's like I hear presents being wrapped somewhere in this house, and I will find it.
So help me God. They
It was
will
like,
be mine.
oh, they're going outside to like work on the lawn or something. It's like, all right, I have 5 minutes.
Mom's on a patrol. She'll be back in 30 seconds.
On the bed, checking the closet.
Don't get me wrong. I've
Crawling.
I've always been the sort of guy who like examines the gifts.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
even that's frowned upon in my family. Like,
Uh-huh.
don't go and like screw with shit. Like you can observe
You'll
it from
know.
a distance, but don't go like under the tree and just start because you look ridiculous.
You're being
Nobody
a
could
food.
stop me if they
So
tried.
no, that was for me the sneaky part is like when they leave for like 5 minutes. I'm like, time to look at the presents.
Oh yeah.
And you feel the room. It's like that's a book.
There's one notable time that I saw a present before I received it. And to preface this, my mother is the sort of person who plays mind games.
That's a nice way of putting it, I guess. I don't
Well,
My dad does
she,
too.
she loves the swerve. She wants to make you think you're not getting something when you are getting it.
Yeah.
Right.
For example, this year I asked for Super Mario Galaxy 2, and yes, this still continues even as I'm 24.
Oh yeah.
I asked for Super Mario Galaxy 2 on my Christmas list, and we were having a conversation when I went up there for Christmas, where she was like, I saw it was kind of weird that you were asking for like a Mario game. And just like kind of like dropping like these ideas that, like she wouldn't have bought that for me like at all, and I was like, it's kind of weird, but okay. Like I've always loved Mario. I don't know what's so weird about this.
The
For some reason, not
change.
catching on to the fact that she was fucking with me, and sure enough, I got that. But no, the biggest one. The one that I saw ahead of time was one day I was getting some like gift wrapping shit, and I like opened the closet. This was like I guess 6 or 7 years ago, and there's like, boom, there's an Xbox 360 box in like
shit.
the bottom of the closet, which is what I wanted really
Yeah.
bad. So like,
I have a follow-up.
so I like closed that
too, yeah.
and just like, okay.
Convening.
So I'm really excited. And then for like the coming weeks, my mother, as unsubtly as she can, is basically telling me like, you're not getting an Xbox. She was like, you know, she like
Dream on.
she wasn't even like dropping hints. She at one point like literally sat me down and was like, I just want to let you know so you don't get too disappointed. You know, these are really popular right now. I tried really hard to get one, but I just couldn't.
And you're
So-
like, poker
I, so,
face.
so, I, so I don't want you to get your hopes up because I couldn't get one for you. You've got some other stuff, yada yada. It's still going to be a great Christmas. I
still could get
I
you a
feel
car.
bad that I couldn't get you what you wanted. I'm like,
I think my dad is
Okay,
made the
Mom.
exact same speech.
then Christmas morning rolls around and she even did something. She like put it in like a box because she loves this trick too, like putting shit in shoe boxes.
Yes.
And like,
Yeah.
there was one Christmas when I was really young where she told me all I was getting for Christmas was clothes, which is like, yeah.
All the boxes.
And
closed.
she wrapped all of my shit in clothing.
Yeah.
Like I would like open a box and it's like, oh, a shirt. And like, you know, trying to be grateful and you like open it up.
Yeah.
And there's like a CD inside it. And it's just like
no,
literally
actually,
every
it's
single present was wrapped in clothing.
Because when you're a kid, clothing, it's like, you know, it's like.
What did I do wrong?
No, I remember I remember what she did for
Nowadays,
the
like clothing, I'm like really fucking
There's
sorry.
Yeah.
like neat slogans and pictures on. You're like, yes.
But when you're a kid, it's like,
socks,
oh,
man.
well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks for these dumb socks.
I feel bad. I feel really boring nowadays. Like, my parents will call me up now and be like, what do you want for Christmas? And, like, one of the things I always have to mention is, well, I need more socks.
Yeah, right? Like,
Yeah.
you never say that as a kid.
No!
Never.
Even if I desperately needed socks as a kid, I'd be like, no, fuck that. I
fuck
need
that.
I need
Socks?
an X. Yeah.
Who cares about socks?
I remember
Megazord, man.
what she did for the Xbox Christmas. She kept the con going to the very last second
Right.
because she's the devil.
Right.
So I get these boxes and one of them's kind of bigger, but it's not a blatantly Xbox sized box because she put it in like a bigger box. So there's just a huge box. And then like tinier ones, and she gives me like one of the tinier ones and it says like open first on it, and I'm like, okay. So I open it and it's like a fucking Xbox 360 copy of Oblivion, but she'd been telling me for like weeks that I wasn't getting a 360. So like I don't even know how to play this.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, I know there's one in there, but she wants me to think I'm not getting one, so I'm supposed to act like, oh shit, you fucked up, Mom, because this is like you're supposed to give me Xbox games on Xbox 360 games.
Calculating.
Or so I'm like,
calculating.
Well, like,
Oh,
even
like-
then, it could be like,
world's
she's
trying to
taunting
live.
me now.
yeah, so I'm like, oh, thank you, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna open this big one. Oh,
We're losing out the two.
Oh, God.
I can't hold on to this much longer.
it was stringy.
Big box.
And I have never told her I knew about the Xbox ahead of time.
And
If
now
she
she
listens to this episode,
Now she knows.
she does not often listen to the podcast to find out. But if she is listening, there you go, Mom. I knew
knew.
about the Xbox.
The whole time.
If it's any consolation, I've literally never told anybody the flipping off story.
That's
So,
fantastic.
But
this is the first time.
But did your mom wake up and see that, or was she just
No,
asleep?
no,
and
she was
flipped her-
asleep in her room.
Oh, okay.
I was literally
So
in
your
the
mom,
kitchen.
your mom doesn't
yeah.
even know you flipped her off for lying.
No
to
one
tell
does
us.
because I was in the kitchen just
Until
facing the
now.
general direction of where her room would be
Wow.
in the house.
Oh my god.
So
I
Yeah, we thought she
there
was,
in the
like,
hallway.
watching.
You were like, the bird.
What's up, Mom? Fuck you.
Very fucking Christmas. Just God.
I heard this was the
Jake
word.
just flipping off the wall just with all his might.
Just flipping her off. You're like, you're Santa. You're Santa.
Who did this?
The
All right.
weirdest thing happened this morning.
Along with your kind of throwing the curveball things, my parents are so mean to their godson.
Okay.
Because normally on like during Christmas and his birthday, they'll just they'll normally just give him money, but they always have to do it in the worst ways. Like one time, I know my dad somehow got a hold of like 4 or 5 Hannah Montana Live posters,
Oh shit.
and they always hide the money in like the most pretty hidden spots. So he's like,
Right on the boob.
yeah, so he's
Right
like,
on the boob.
"Happy birthday, godson! Hope you like Hannah Montana." And every time
my God.
it's gotten to the point where whenever they give him gifts, he's always like, "Oh," and then he finds the money. He's like, "Oh, thank God!" Like he's so used to it now. I know one time we like gave him like a nice pair of shoes and like I think a pair of used socks. We're like, we'd only had enough money to buy the shoes. We couldn't get you a new pair of socks though. And then he's like, "Oh, there's money in it. Thank God."
It smells like sucks.
So
Great.
my parents love messing with
yeah.
the stuff too.
It's
Like
like
we'd
half the
always
fun.
get them like the big boxes and put in like rocks in it. So even if you like picked it up, it would be like, "I wonder what
Oh,
this
it's
is."
so
Shake,
fucking heavy.
shake, and you'd hear. What the fuck?
Oh.
No, I love like putting
It's like an iPod
broken
shuffle.
glass into a gift. So you shake it up a little bit. It sounds like you broke it.
What the hell is wrong with you?
The best thing I think I ever did was I got Ian once. I for your birthday a couple of years ago, I bought you a copy of Left 4 Dead 2.
Nice.
Yes, that was a good one.
But I went to a used game shop like a week before his birthday, and I saw a copy of Aquaman for Xbox, which is notoriously one of the worst games ever. So I bought it because it was like $3.
Oh, yeah, man.
Opened it up, put Left 4 Dead 2 in it, closed it, wrapped it, gave it to him.
I was still like partially pleased, like, oh my god, this game is gonna suck, but I'm totally gonna play it. And I was like, Left 4 Dead.
And I still have that somewhere that I've never played, and I should
have it?
fucking yeah.
Oh,
Because I mean, I
that's
bought
an
it, I
episode.
own it,
Yeah, for like,
and its
$3,
trade-in
yeah.
value
Nickel
must
or
be like
something.
nickels. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like a bad look from the guy you traded to.
So I own that. It's up in Kansas City, but I own Aquaman. I really
Good.
should play that someday.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Because it's abysmal, I hear. Even worse than
oh,
Sonic
I've heard
06,
it's-
which might be the worst game I've ever played.
I remember that.
Sonic
That was
Hedgehog for
glorious.
360?
Yeah,
That
Sonic
game.
06, yeah.
We tried watching him play that one time.
I wanted to
it
beat
was-
that so bad
Oh.
just to prove I could, and I just couldn't get through
It's
it.
okay, man. We got Sonic Generations.
Which is
I mean, it,
good.
It does not make up for all of their crimes.
No, I'm
But
with
it
you,
is
bud.
a step in the right
I love
direction.
Generations.
Yeah,
I thought it was a lot of
Generations was
fun.
great.
yeah.
It's like,
Where
like,
was this? Why
how
did
they
this
not
take so
figure this
long?
out 10 years ago.
No, man. Werehog. That's more important.
We're not going to talk about that.
No, we don't.
Yeah, it's all from mediocre to crap was
Yeah.
their whole range for years, and then it's like
Years!
Generations, and they did it perfectly. And it's like I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe you didn't know how to do this in the first place. Well, whatever. Enough dissing on Sega.
Fucking Sonic.
Fish in a barrel.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
glad we-
No. I'm really happy with Sega right now because they, in my opinion, developed the best kart racer since Mario Kart Double Dash. Recently,
You've been talking it up a lot.
which is Sonic and All Stars Racing
I
transformed.
just can't.
It is utter.
I still
brilliant.
find it weird why Sonic's driving a car.
Who
instead
cares?
of
Who
Running.
just-
You know, it was pretty weird when they gave Shadow a gun too. So
Because Shadow's badass.
Had to pick up watermelon slices. 'Cause they did
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
in the game, he collected watermelon slices.
In
for
what
health.
game?
Shadow the Hedgehog.
I had
You
that.
know, the black hedgehog.
No, I know who Shadow.
Who had
is.
guns?
Slices.
Yeah,
Maria!
I played Shadow the Hedgehog. I only ever played. What was it?
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the last,
Full table.
That's the last good
that's the
one.
last good one.
Follow me, set me free.
Anyway,
One of the
I'm
best
glad we
songs
can finally
ever.
have an episode
Sonic
where
talk.
we just straight up discuss Christmas because we never got around.
We
to
did.
it.
You know, 3 weeks later.
Fucking, I don't care.
Well, we took a break because
Yeah.
it was Christmas.
Because reasons.
Because raisins.
Reasons.
What was the best Christmas present anyone ever got? Just real quick. What's the best thing you ever got for Christmas?
Shit, I don't
That's
know.
a good question.
Fucking-
Do you have anything
Well,
in mind
it's hard
since you
'cause
asked?
each one
Yeah.
tops the
I'll
next
tell you
one.
what mine is.
Because
Yeah.
technology gets better.
Well, technologically, sure. It's like, well, yeah.
Like,
like
I got a fucking awesome TV this year. Like, that's
Nice.
awesome.
But just like in terms of importance in your life, I'm like what was it? Like what held the biggest device on you? I know mine for certain.
What is yours to
It's
give me ideas?
very, very important in the grand scheme of my life. So I didn't have. I'm going to try not to be too long-winded. I've been talking a lot. I had a Nintendo growing up, but I didn't get a Super Nintendo. So like my video game education kind of ended once the Nintendo went away for a bit. I had a Game Boy, but I didn't like hardcore play anything on it. I had like
Do you have a
Pokemon.
brick or did you have a...
I had a Game Boy Color.
Okay. Just curious.
But you know, I played like Pokemon, but I wasn't like into video
Sure.
games
Everybody played Pokemon.
because I never had a Super Nintendo.
People
So like
didn't play video games, played Pokemon.
Yeah.
basically, I could have like just never like really gotten back into video games if the stars hadn't kind of lined up right. And you know, who knows what would have happened to me.
imagine?
I wouldn't be at this table probably. You know, because that was a big reason I bonded
I'd
with.
be an astronaut.
with
Yeah,
be on
on
space
video games.
station,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and you know, if I didn't start hanging out with you, I probably don't fucking
No,
know.
me or Mitch.
You know, maybe I still run
So,
into you at somewhere
yeah,
down the road,
maybe.
but
Thanks to video games.
I almost certainly don't end up in Springfield. So.
Yeah.
Hey, man. It's the little things.
But for Christmas, when I was, probably 8 or 9, I got a PlayStation 1 with Crash Bandicoot 2, Bomberman World,
Wait for
and
it.
most importantly,
Wait for it.
Spyro the Dragon.
There it is.
Which, for those at home who don't know,
Have you mentioned Spyro.
Oh, he has.
Yeah.
I might have mentioned it. It is my favorite game series of all time if we're only talking about the three that matter.
And all listening, you should know this about him.
Any of the garbage that follows
It's on
doesn't
the
count.
resume.
But Spyro 1 through 3 are my favorite games ever. I can play them endlessly and never get tired of them.
He does.
I do.
He's in the front.
So I got Spyro 1. And I loved Crash and I loved Bomberman. Those were fun. But Bomberman World. It was really fun.
Right.
I'd like to dig up a copy of it, honestly. It had a really good
Was it
multiplayer.
like Bomberman 64?
I love 64.
More or less.
64 was.
I played
I mean,
that.
it
I played
had the-
unintended.
Oh, it's up.
Up top. Bump.
It had the same, multiplayer mode that you expect.
Right.
And then it had, an adventure mode where you,
Yeah.
wander
Nice.
through maps and, bomb tiny rabbits and...
That's
But
good.
evil rabbits. Evil
What's
rabbits.
that for?
PlayStation 1.
Okay.
But no, I got Spyro, and that basically, reaffirmed my love for video games.
So that's your pick is
That's a good
PS1 /
Yeah.
Spyro.
Yeah, PlayStation 1 and Spyro the Dragon. That changed my life, man. Changed everything. Changed the course of history. The Xbox 360 and Oblivion was great.
You're already on the
I got
course.
mileage out of that, but I wouldn't say it was life-changing. I was getting to the point where I had my own money, and I would have just bought one myself down the road anyway.
straight.
I was never in position to buy myself a PlayStation. This had to be fate.
It has to be a gift from the people in charge.
Yeah, so that was huge. That was the biggest gift I've ever gotten.
Absolutely, that's a good one.
It's beauty.
I can't really remember the gifts I get because I have a really shitty memory.
Never got a bike or an easy bake
I'm
oven.
sure I got. No, I got a. When I was real
Dude,
little, I
those
remember I got
went like
the-
crazy at Target.
Yeah.
We were always out of those.
Bitches
stores.
love
like,
easy
Oh
bake
my god.
ovens.
Well, it was a lot of the time guys coming in and be like, "Hey, you guys got any of them
My bitch needs an easy bake oven.
And
ovens?"
by my
Yeah,
bitch, I mean I want some fucking cookies that take 15
Joey
fucking
cookies.
minutes. to make.
I need to be able to cook something.
Those were strangely delicious.
I know.
The brownies those fucking things made. Did you
No,
guys
I
ever have an easy bake brownie?
Oh yeah.
No,
Dave made me one
Years ago.
It was delicious.
My sister had an easy bake oven, so
Same here.
I got to taste the fruits of that from time to time.
fantastic.
I remember
better than Play-Doh
some
food.
gifts that I got. I can remember getting them. I don't remember if it was Christmas or not, but I remember getting gifts, but none of them really stuck out to me as big fucking. This is important.
Well, I guess you were saying earlier that you never get the shit you want, so...
Because you don't believe in.
Well, ever since I was 10, I never really. I get the shit I want, but it's always been shit like. I guess I may have misspoke. I get the shit I want, but it's never all the shit I want. And the bigger problem is that it stresses me out because I can never get other people what they want because Christmas makes me poor.
Sure.
So,
Don't worry, it's not just you specifically.
oh no, I get it.
That's-
I feel that.
I'm an exceptional gift giver.
Yeah, it's true. He got me a rad fucking shirt for last Christmas.
I did do
It
that.
was awesome.
I got that for you for Christmas in, March.
Yeah, and I was fine with it. I didn't give a fuck.
It was one of those daily t-shirt things.
Right.
But it was a Freddy Krueger Nightmare Before Christmas
Oh, that's
mashup.
pretty good.
Two
It's
of
a
my
good one.
favorite things.
It's like Jack Skellington with the
I
Freddy
remember
Krueger
that.
things. You've probably seen him wear it. It popped up for a day, and I just brought it to his attention because I was like, I know you're going to love this thing. But he was like, I don't really have the money for it now. And I was like, okay, fine. I'm buying it for you. Merry
Nice.
Christmas.
I was like, rad. Okay.
I got one for you then, real quick.
Yeah, no. Go for it.
I would have mentioned the day I got my Xbox 360, but I got a better one for you. I was maybe 12 or 13, and I don't remember, I remember the tree, having presents for me and my sister, but then there was one thing that I didn't know what was out there, and it was a suitcase. And it had bows
Full
and
of
stuff on
drugs.
it. Yeah.
Obviously.
The best Christmas ever.
I remember the year I got a suitcase full of cocaine.
Best year of my life.
But it was a suitcase that I had seen, for years, and so it was just out there and had a bunch of bows and ribbons. I didn't know why it was out there. So me and Emily just kind of ignored it. So we opened our gifts and we're like, this is awesome. And my parents were like, did you look at the suitcase? And we're like, oh, maybe we should.
There's a pony in here.
An entire pony. It was a cat. The cat was dead.
Yeah.
So we
Love that
opened it.
mystery.
That's why we called it.
We opened the box and the cat was dead.
We opened it and it was empty. And we're like, oh. But Emily was like, wait, there's a piece of paper. And we picked it up and it was from Santa. It's so we couldn't think. It's you kids have been so good that we're sending your family on a vacation to go skiing. And we're like,
Nice.
dude, seriously? And Mom's like, yeah, we have tickets in 2 days, and we're gonna go ski in Utah. And we're like, woo!
And in your head, that makes sense because Santa knows his snow. Like,
Kinda.
I had this vision of the suitcase with a note on it that says like from Santa. You like open it up and there's like nothing in it except that piece of paper, and you pull it open and it's like Santa's not real. Best Christmas.
going on a ski trip.
And then Mitch turns to his mother and flips her. You're a Santa.
I think that would be worth it. That would be an awful gift.
That would be great.
Well, the best part
If
was
my
like,
kid still believes in Santa when they're like 15, I'm doing that too.
one of the
Really
cooler
awesome
parts
gift
of that.
Inside, it's like Santa's not.
I'll attach like $100 bill to it to ease the pain.
Be
But
like, I got this for you, not Santa.
So bittersweet.
What helped with that one too was like we saw the letter and there was no snow that year, and we're like, okay, and then we land in Utah because that's where we went, and we just looked around and we're like, there's snow everywhere. Skiing won't be a problem anymore.
Because that's what they were worried about.
Kinda, yeah.
There's no snow. How will we ski?
The next problem was, where on earth do we get skis?
skis. Ski geese.
Mangoes.
Okay. So let's move beyond the Christmas thing.
Can't we just get beyond Christmas?
Can't we just move past Santa Claus?
No,
I've
No.
never forget.
So, Brandon, you've been gone for so long.
I have.
I've been waiting.
What's been
for
going
this
on,
moment
buddy?
For all my life.
I got a Christmas present that
What?
I could contribute to this conversation.
Lay it down.
That's the word. Go for
Keep it
I
going.
don't care.
Sure. Yeah.
It's Christmas time here at Work in Progress.
Yeah, whatever. Just
It was like 11, maybe 10. It wasn't like for me. It was like a present for my brother and I, both of us, brother and me, whatever. And it was a computer, but not why you think it was life changing.
Oh wait, I thought you were gonna say not why you think it's a computer. I was like, Brandon,
But it's not a computer, it's a robot.
But it's not actually.
But it's not a robot, it's a tie.
Go ahead, sorry.
But it's not a time.
But it wasn't life changing because it was a computer. It was because we got all this other crap with it. Because my grandpa was a hoarder.
Mm-hmm.
He had
Right.
all these books and crap, and he gave us like these manuals to learn shit for the computer. It's like how to use a personal computer and all that kind of shit.
Nice.
Lots of just obscure books that you would never read. I don't know what would never read.
Except for Brandon.
Idiot's
Brandon.
But I would read them.
Idiot's Guide to Microsoft Paint. Stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. I was
How to
like,
make beautiful landscapes
Yeah.
in Microsoft
Yeah.
Paint.
I was like 12, and one night I was looking through the books. And I was like, we never read it. What the hell are these? I don't know what these were. They're underneath the computer desk. One was how to learn. One was teaching you how to do HTML.
HTML.
Yeah.
That's markup language.
Yeah.
I read that cover to cover.
In a day.
It's making really shitty HTML websites back when they're when
GeoCities.
CSS was a thing.
Like
Yeah.
making
Cascade
tables
styles
and
before.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
making
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah. They
Absolutely.
got me into like this is fun, and they got me from my HTML to JavaScript, the coding, and
It's a bit of a jump, wasn't it?
that's a big jump.
And that's why you are where you are today.
That changed
Nice.
everything.
Absolutely.
Very,
Yeah.
I'm not the only one with life-changing Christmas gifts.
No.
No. I'm sure they exist. I mean,
If we're gonna go in like that department, like I can't do the video game thing because I've been playing video games since.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you were there the
he
whole
came
time.
out of
Yeah.
the womb.
I never
Playing
stopped,
fucking
and I never
boy.
missed a fucking
Get it
generation.
Well, because your parents played too.
Exactly.
And
So
Nice.
they didn't want it.
like my mom
Especially
only
my
played
dad.
because she was pregnant and bored.
Right.
So when she had me, that was out the window. And then my dad only played because Super Mario Bros. Can be handled by even the most incompetent of video gamers.
Right.
You know, you don't need the reflexes. But I think as they got more complicated, my dad lost any interest in doing that sort of thing as well. So
Well, and I eventually
I
lost my
wasn't
mom to
blessed
some
with that sort
degree
of lineage.
because, like, when I went 3D,
Yeah, your
she
mom
had
did
that
3D
motion
well.
sickness thing.
No, my mom does too. Yeah.
Yeah. I hear it's more common with women.
Yeah, I've heard that.
My mom's fine.
But my dad's still stuck with it. So
She
I'm
played
stuck
Need
with
for Speed.
it. But on the other hand,
Cool.
do you guys remember Emacs? Not IMAX.
Kinda.
Emacs.
Yeah.
They were, yeah.
Brandon, that's.
Huh?
Weren't they the shitty computers?
No, there was actually a really good version of the iMac. Actually, it was like designed specifically for educational purposes.
Were they the
Oh.
colorful ones at school?
Yeah.
No, it was like this big white one
Oh.
that was all one unit, like this big fucking monitor.
Yeah, it was all in the monitor.
Yeah.
Wait, I do know what you're talking
You know what I'm
about.
talking about?
Those
now?
things were a motherfucker because my school had them at one point,
Yeah.
and they ran like a piece of shit.
Mine
Because
ran
ours were
great.
probably old. So
And I believe that's when. I mean, I already had internet on my old fucking old Macintosh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
OS 8 or whatever the fuck. But this was.
baseline S.
I think this was the first one that ran really well and was in my room by itself with internet. Oh my god, the privileges. And I think that was a bit. No, I think that was a bit.
Really?
And then you had my forays into porn.
I was wondering how long
Learning the internet is a big fucking step.
Oh, yeah.
I think we all remember to some degree learning how the internet was like this playground that nobody watched. Basically,
It was
right?
a great day.
Right?
Only problem
Everybody was
was,
playing on it. Nobody knew who everybody else was, and nobody was paying attention to laws. Well,
I didn't get my first personal computer until I graduated high school.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't get my
I shared I shared my mom's laptop until I got out of high school.
yeah. And I had mine during high school. I had my eMac, and eventually
Oh,
switched
wow.
over to a
Got it, yeah.
MacBook. So that was a big fucking deal. Absolutely, pirate and shit.
I didn't say that.
Learning the internet.
See, we had to purposefully say, I want to get on the internet to play games for everybody. It's like, all right, you can get on for 30 minutes because we had dial-up.
Right.
And that
And
meant
I
we
can't
couldn't
have
use the
the
phone
phone
lines,
time.
yeah.
Well, my dad has always been computer savvy because he was
Yeah.
a graphic designer slash web designer was his job. So computers, are you guys making sex symbols?
I was.
Time.
1 hour.
Yeah, so we never dial-up did not last long in our house because it was not practical
Yeah,
when you had to
fuck
be.
Yeah, no.
Sure.
Your dad couldn't have handled that. I
Yeah. so
imagine.
it was, I'd go up to visit my grandparents, and of course they had AOL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Shout out to AOL.
Yeah? No shout out to AOL. Fuck AOL.
My grandparents just got wireless internet in their house for the first time
Oh
this
my God,
year.
that's
They didn't even have normal internet before that. There's
what?
literally internet in their house for the first time this year.
What?
This year was when it happened.
I can't even comprehend that.
Yeah. Welcome
Not
to
anymore, yeah.
Iowa. I mean, I know you've been there too, but
I was born there.
I know you've been there. So Ian, you say that you enjoyed the internet as this sort of playground where rules were not a thing and
It's
you could do what
true.
you want. My first foray into the internet came with, I guess, the most important gift to me would have been that personal computer that my stepfather at the time gave it to me, and he had built it himself, and it was
Ah.
a really
cool.
nice ass
Yeah.
computer, and he gave me this big ass desk to go with it.
Nice.
And I
Nice
used it.
gift.
Yeah, it was rad. So I guess looking back, that was probably one of the more important.
There you
But
go.
Anyway,
a good
yeah.
one.
So he gave me this computer, and we had AOL at the time.
Sure.
It wasn't dial-up AOL. It was when AOL switched to
broadband,
some fucking
DSL,
DSL.
DSL. That's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
high speed internet.
Yeah, high speed, quote unquote.
HD.
And
Higher
dude, my
speed.
first foray was in the first time I ever experienced sort of talking to people on the internet was in the AOL kids chat rooms.
Yeah.
So my
What?
first experience with
Those
the
were
internet,
things?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So that
I
was-
remember AOL chat rooms.
I never talked to
Oddly.
anybody on the internet.
Oh, dude,
Yeah, I didn't
talked up
either,
a
man.
Fucking storm.
Oh,
I made
And-
message board friends pretty early, honestly.
So Ian,
when I was, like, 12.
Ian's like, I love the internet. It was a rule-free place where I could frolic and be free. And I'm sitting here 5
Infinite
months
knowledge.
into our fucking AOL fucking subscription or whatever, and I'm on fucking AOL chat rooms for kids, and I've said bitch 3 times. my parents gonna call and they're like, so we just had to suspend this username from the AOL kids chat rooms because they kept
Wow.
cursing. And
God.
they come to me and like, so what have you been doing on the internet? And I'm crying because I'm like, I didn't mean to do it.
I didn't know
You
I
flip
couldn't
off the
say that
computer.
on the internet.
I'm gonna have to.
I thought it was a playground with no rules.
I'm gonna have to bring up in future podcasts the first time we remember cursing because I feel like there's good stories there.
That's a good story. Yeah.
There was I had a thing and then I think I lost it. Oh no! You just reminded me internet shit. I joined a wrestling message board when I was 12, and nothing bad came of it. It's just it blows my mind for a second because I made some friends on there, and a couple of them I still talk to on Facebook. There are people I have known on the internet for half my life.
That is
Longer
crazy.
than some people you
Longer
know.
than I've known everyone at this table. I have known some of these people. Because like I said, I joined when I was 12.
Yeah.
And I can name at least 2 of those guys that I still talk to from time to time. So it's that's weird.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. And a definite part of learning the internet. Oh my god, this is a big fucking tangled thing. And we grew up with the internet.
Yeah, we were the first generation to grow up with the internet.
Yeah, and like
Just like we were the first generation to grow up with Harry Potter.
Yeah, part of just our brains, you know.
I love
That's
Harry
why
Potter.
people older than us usually don't have the same fucking connection because we were fucking raised with it. So that's another subject.
We also grew up with video games just perfectly because like our skills adapted as controllers got harder to. We've talked about that a couple times.
Yeah, I'm sure people would be like, "Oh no, man, I grew up with the Atari. You guys are phonies." And I'd be like, "Okay, but nay, I say."
But I've always said it just like blows my mind that like kids like come out of the womb now and they're like when they're 2, their first video game will be like an Xbox One.
Oh yeah.
I can't even comprehend.
And it's like my first video game controller had 2 buttons and a D-pad.
Yeah,
and
that's
like.
it.
I mean, like,
Kids these days now will have like 15 buttons at their disposal.
say
How
that-
will you even manage that when you're like
Video
3?
games.
You
Like,
say that to your kid, and your kid will be, "What's a D-pad?"
yeah.
it's this thing.
I mean, video games like DVDs or digital fucking copies.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
The internet, cell phones. I mean, they will all start with this shit, and we saw all that happen in the 90s.
We saw it, like,
2000s.
evolve, yeah.
We saw it happen. I remember how miraculous it was. Like, man, everybody can now send text messages to each other.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we basically carry around supercomputers in our pockets.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean shit that outclassed our fucking Game Boys by.
I love the
1,000
fact how when text messaging was just becoming a thing, someone came up and was like, "Yeah, I just texted someone." Like, and I'm like, "All right, hold on, what is that?" And they explained it to me. Like when texting was becoming a thing, I asked someone about it because they were like, "Oh, dude, I text people all the time." I'm like, "What is that?" And they told me, and I just said, "Why on earth is that a thing?
Yeah, I didn't.
Can't you
understand it.
call them? Isn't that what a phone does?" And he's like, "Ah."
Why would you want to send words to somebody?
Years later, I'm, like, I finally got a phone that can text, and someone asked me, like, "Do you text a lot?" I'm like, "I don't like it." Years later, I'm like, someone asked me again, like, "Have you gotten better with it?" I'm like, "I've gotten better with it. I still don't really like it, but I can do it now."
And by ways of just how the universe works, I must do it.
Yeah.
My first text-ready cell phone, I had to text with the number keys.
The
you
T9.
know,
Yeah, I still do.
T9. And now I have a phone that doesn't even have buttons. The letters are all in a touchscreen. I heard.
What?
I feel like I quote the Rooster Teeth podcast almost regularly here. It's a very good listen. But something Bernie said, like, literally this week was that. Yeah, I need to flip this around. Something Bernie said, like, literally this week was just like. We always go around and we like make fun of people who are like buried in their phones when they're like in line at Starbucks or whatever. And then he's like, we have these crazy ass computers that can pull information from anywhere in the world. It's like the collective intelligence of the human population in the palm of our hand. And we're making fun of people because they can't look away from it? That's fucking incredible! It's a miracle I ever stopped looking at it, you know? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people mock it. It's like the easy fucking gut punch for our generation. It's like, oh, they're always on their cell phones. And it's like, they're not just looking at a blank fucking screen.
yeah. Well, and I understand you could be perceived as antisocial for that, but at the same time, he's got a point. Like, these are incredible devices, cell phones, these days.
And I
it's
think
like,
it just hypes up your social capability. Like you're talking, you're texting, calling people.
You're
Like,
on Facebook.
We spend every fucking second
interacting with the world.
Yeah.
That's what Twitter is. You're talking to the fucking world. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's getting deep.
All right, well, that's
Too deep for fucking work in progress. Yeah, so
put the wheels in motion.
yeah, we've gone on
Wrap
pretty
this up.
long enough. So
before we start talking about how we're all going to end up as computers and
Beep beep.
beep beep.
2052.
Guys!
Did I have a plug this week? I thought I had a thing to plug.
We're gonna do our movie thing. I swear to God.
Shout out to Jake's mom.
We're also going to
that's
finish
right.
Nova at some
Jake's
point,
mom.
too.
Gotta
Yeah.
plug her.
There you go.
Oh, I do have a plug this week.
Drop it.
Like it's hot.
One of the best movies of 2013 came out on DVD and Blu-ray today.
Get away.
No excuse. Fuck you. If at all you are given the chance, look into a movie called Short Term 12 starring Brie
Yeah.
Larson. It just came out on DVD today. It is by far one of the best movies I've seen all year, and no one's fucking talking about it.
Brie
So
Larson
I'm going
and,
to.
Fucking the dude. What's the dude's
I don't know who the dude is.
You
I've
know
never
the
seen
dude.
him in anything but Short Term 12. He's on the newsroom. That's why you know him, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. There you go.
I just know Brie Larson,
I'd be
who fucking
interested.
slays it. Yeah, I think it's something Gallagher Jr.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But Brie Larson, more importantly, who's one of the most promising young talents in Hollywood right now. Great movie. I cannot recommend it enough. Please watch it because no one else is, and it infuriates me. So that's my plug of the week, Short Term 12.
Sweet.
I get that.
Now available on Blu-ray and DVD.
In a
At a
store.
Walmart near you.
I mean, if you have to support Walmart.
And because Andrew won't plug it himself, I will go ahead and plug Comics and Coffee for him.
Well, I mean,
That's a given.
yeah, Comics and Coffee is a given. Listen to Comics and Coffee this
You
week.
gotta tell him.
All right.
You gotta tell
Well,
him.
you tell him then. Tell him.
Fucking listen to Comics and Coffee this week. We'll probably record it here in a couple of days, but it'll be up. Assuming Andrew gets to it before the end of the week, it'll be up before the end of the week.
It will be up before the end of the week.
So yeah, that is it for episode 24 of Comics.
24.
Work in progress. Starting on my left, we have
Ian.
Brandon.
Andrew!
Bitch.
As always, I'm your host, Jake. We will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.